Hello, this is Everything Entertainment, and this is my death battle review. Jujutsu Kaisen vs. Chainsaw, Yuji vs. Denji. And coming into this death battle, I honestly wanted Yuji to win, even though I thought Denji was going to win. I did watch it, and I did enjoy it, honestly. It was way better than I expected, and even though I'm mad that Yuji didn't win, I'll just go over what I liked about the fight, because this is better. Okay, this may be the weakest Jujutsu Kaisen fight they have on Death Battle. But it might be the weak it might be the weakest Chainsaw Man fight in Death Battle, because we just got one like two fights ago with the bomb woman Reze, yeah, Reze. I haven't watched the anime, so I haven't got their names down packed, but I do know so much because of spoilers. But anyway, my expectations of this fight was pretty high. I did think they're gonna do good, and they did good. So I'll go with and talk about what I like in this fight. For background, they got Yuji's background pretty right. I don't see anything wrong. I do like that for his dislike to just Sukuna, Mahito, and Matsumoto. I thought they should have did the one bit where they just had Mahito, and then Matsumoto and Sukuna. But that's all right. That would have been pretty funny in my opinion, because Mahito pretty much ruined his life for like 3 seasons before his life got worse, but that's a whole different story. Quid background is pretty accurate. No, no, I was no, no. I do like that Jennifer Lawrence, which that's just the most random woman to like in real life. I gotta give credit for that. That's funny. But yeah, his background pretty accurate. No complaints. For Yuji's abilities, yeah, they're pretty accurate. Not gonna lie, I am an anime only, so even though I do know a lot of his moves like Shrine and Cleave, and just like the Shrine technique. I was surprised he learned blood manipulation, which that's so cool. I wish I didn't get spoiled on that. I know so much on Jujutsu Kaisen, but don't try to get too spoiled. That'd been so cool to see in the anime, but it kind of makes sense. I'm not that mad. But yeah, his also pretty accurate. Not gonna lie, and his feats is pretty accurate. Which yeah, I know the whole story of Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know his the other story like the we're gonna say epilogue, but like the sequel manga, I don't know anything about that. I do know like a few things that I won't say here, but yeah, his feats are pretty accurate, even though a lot of them is mostly from the anime and end of the arc, which yeah, you should have the feats from the end of the arc, but I don't know. I from the look of it, it should look more like from the sequel, in my opinion. But hey, I haven't got to it yet, so I don't really know. Yeah, his feats is on point. Overall, I like Yuji's section of the death battle. It was really good and pretty accurate. I like that they dove into his character, and even though it's not the most emotional death battle, it did wrap up his story pretty well. Now, to go over Denji's part of the story, not part of the story, part of it analyze, I do agree with a lot with what they said, but since I haven't watched or read any Chainsaw manga, besides all the spoilers that you can find because you can't stay off social media, I do like his analysis, and weirdly enough, I do like the ending, even though I heard the ending is bad. That's what made me like the ending. So I kind of have to watch the anime or read the manga to actually enjoy the ending. But anyway, Denji's section of the episode was pretty good. I think I like his more than Yuji, because Denji is kind of funny. Like seriously, selling your not left testicle, but selling one of your testicles for like $10,000 to $100,000 was crazy to find out. And the fact that they talk about his bond with Pouchy, man, I might be saying that name wrong. But yeah, seeing that his bond with his brother is stronger than with Itadori with Yuji's was much better, since Yuji's story technically didn't end with his fight with Sukuna. It ended in a sequel, which that's a whole another story once again. So yeah, overall, I enjoyed Denji part of the article more than Yuji, even though I have not watched Chainsaw Man. So props on Death Battle for getting me to feel that way. To start off, I do like the start of the fight. It was pretty good. I would question why Yuji decided to jump in and start attacking someone, but hey, this man been through it. I don't think he need to question why people are dead. There's someone that have quote unquote weird curse energy. I say that because usually in death battle, they be like, "Oh, this person evil, and I don't understand, so I'm gonna fight." Like you would think they'll cuss in there a little more, but death battle Roger be like, "Nah, just fight." Yeah, I can't really blame Yuji for fighting it. I can't blame Denji for fighting it. So yeah, it kind of makes sense why they fight. I do like the small combos they had at the start and the fact that Yuji were able to knock off Denji's head. That was pretty fun with Denji like not raging, but like explaining who he is, and it was just the funniest thing ever. Like God, I might need to watch it. So man, if this man actually acting like that, not gonna lie, that's just peak personality right there. Like he's a loser character, but he's seemed to be an entertaining loser character, which love. I love the nod shot Denji gave to Yuji for 2 years 1. It was funny, extremely funny. Like it had no right to be so funny. Like it was just it like if I watch it again, which I have, like I think I watched it ever like 7 times, it loses its appeal. But if I come back to it in a while, it'll become funny again. And also, this is something Yuji would do too, so I can't even be mad at it, and he can't be either. Which, funny enough, he will get mad at it later on in the fight for justifiable reasons. But hey, this was pretty funny. I like that. Also, Denji cut off Yuji's hand and then beat him with it, which it's a nice combination. Like so far, Chainsaw Man characters in Deathloop had created way of getting their powers back. In this instance, Denji cut off the hand, took the blood, and used to beat him with it in a set way. It's clever. Like he didn't just cut off the hand and throw it away. He pretty much cut off the hand, used it to basically restore his energy and borderline as a weapon, like a 3 sequence events, weaken the enemy, gain health, and hurt the enemy more. And you gotta love to see it. Honestly, I respect Denji for that. And if he's moving like this, it's death battle, then I have to give the anime a try because that's just peak writing right there. Now I like the small fight with Yuji fighting Pachi, sorry if I'm pronouncing the name wrong, because it's a good sequence of events. He basically cut them away from each other, which if I was Yuji, I would have killed Denji and then Pachi, but that probably would not work. And also I didn't like that he explained it. Like it was just a long drawn out. Like that's something Gojo would do. I don't know if Yuji now will do it. Maybe Yuji in the sequel would definitely do it since he's overpowered. But to me, it just felt weird. Like, hey, I give it a minute, explain, and then fight the Pouchy, which I don't like. I don't like the sequel events. He says that I just separated you, and now I'm gonna fight your brother, and then that would have led to the conversation of the brother and Yuji, like Yuji finding the brothers to combine in his domain expression, which I know he have a domain expression. I don't know if it was set like into winter tone because if it is, that's weird. Like when Death Battle did it, all I got from it is okay. We have a domain expression. It looked like the time when Mahito callback. I don't know if it happened in the manga, so I can't really judge. But I find it only a cool callback and nothing else. I like that Denji is swinging around like he's not a skilled fighter, unlike Yuji, who's a natural skilled plus advanced fighter. And also, this I like the second nut shot, like because this is when you usually get really pissed. Like in the death battle, you need a character's a reason to fight and how to advance their personalities to fight. Like it doesn't make sense to make a calm character be angry for no reason. Hence, Aang in death battle, which is still one of the weakest death battle, which I still like, but one of the weakest death battles. And the fact that Denji kicked him twice there, like, yeah, usually we're gonna be pissed after that and justifiably so. And that's when the fight got serious. Like, I loved it that he just called him a punk ass bitch, which I don't even think Itadori acted like that in the manga anyway. Like, yeah, he get angry, but I don't think he just full on curse, which go to show you how much Denji got on his skin. And I can't blame Yuji for acting that way getting twice in that shot like that. Like, bro, use other moves. Don't start using that move. So yeah, it was a pretty funny way to change the pace of the fight. This is the part of the fight when it got serious, where they started to pull out their best moves, and once Denji started walking through Yuji's like shrine attack, yeah, I knew the fight was in Denji's favor. I was so excited to see the outcome, and they did that cliche. Uh, let's tech each other, and last one who hit is standing move, which all I gotta say is I don't I hate those in that battle because it's not as suspenseful as they think it is. Like those secret events are cool once in a while, but only when I guess hard to describe it. I just wanted to I guess it's better than the Deku like I guess that secret event is better than the secret adventures of punching them and then they just die on the spot. Like Itadori got one last line in, a very good line, and I don't know what Denji was doing. I still don't know his character very well. Overall, this fight is better than the last one between Megamind and Boo. This is way more improvement. I do like the moments of this fight. As a whole, it's like a solid 7.5 out of 10. Like they have great moments, but there's some points in the fight that are boring. Like Itadori in the fight, uh, the second nut side is not as good as the first one. The Parker's bitch line wasn't that good either. Like a good way to emphasize Yuji anger, but it's not that good. And the last blow wasn't that creative. We seen it multiple times in Death Battle, and it was just kind of weak. They should at least did it like quickly. Like, hey, I'm not gonna complain that much. I'm not an animator, so I'm not gonna pick on them. So yeah, this was a great fight and a great win for Chainsaw Man because they needed it since the last one. I'm not gonna sugarcoat the conclusion. Yeah, Denji wins. For skill, easily Itadori, no contest. Itadori got way better skills than Denji. Even before, at the start of the season, I still think this is a hot take, but I still think start out the Itadori from episode one is still a better fighter than Denji was throughout his whole series. I know I haven't read one chapter or watched one episode of Chainsaw Man, but that's my hot take. That's how much faith I got in Itadori's skills. So yeah, cut ability, the fact is a tie makes sense. One is an actual chainsaw, and Itadori hold the main expenses about cutting. So yeah, let's just say that's a tie. Which is the other two categories, which is speed and power. And yeah, from what I heard, the speed, like from my heard from friends and seeing on TikTok, Denji's speed is crazy, like really crazy. Like Itadori is fast, but Denji is faster. So I can't really complain. And power wise, yeah, like from what I've seen, I mean, like Itadori could be stronger, but like I think by the end of the series, Denji, from what I heard, he does some crazy stuff. Oh, and that doesn't even mention his whole eraser existence thing. Like that whole erasing existence ability is broken. Which I think you still have to eat the dough for it to work, but yeah. Plus his regen, Denji was gonna win this fight. Which is funny because I think like 2 years ago I would have picked Itadori. But yeah, Denji, I don't hate the conclusion since I don't really have much to say about it. Well, I did say a lot about it, but not much to say about on Denji's side since it's clear that he wins. And yeah, I have no hard feelings. This was just a great entertaining fight. I wish Itadori won since I liked him more than Denji, but I can't hate Denji. Denji is pretty great. Now, to talk about the next step battle, Superboy Prime versus Century. Yeah, I think Superboy Prime wins only because I know his feet small, so this is completely biased. Plus, with the hype of Superboy Prime in the comics right now, which even I heard of, and I'm not reading comics that much. He should win the next level since he is pretty much crazy broken right now. As I think, look like really crazy that they brought him back. But yeah, that's all I got. I'm pretty excited for this fight only because it's like one of those fights where you know the characters, but you don't know them well enough. So you know they definitely gonna add some stuff to make them great characters. Because I think Devil have a great track record when they take two characters that people know but doesn't really bring up in discussion and just give them the best fights for no reason. So yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a good day.